It's Andy. Thursday, quarantined April. Doesn't matter to me. Every day's a day to serve you, helping you build a career you love. Hope you guys are home. Hope you guys are safe. And wait, my wife.
We're home. We're safe.
My wife's home. My dogs are home. I'm sure you're gonna hear them barking. But at some point. It's sunny out. It's cold, but people are walking around because they're all cooped up in their houses. Oh wait, say hi. Say hi.
Hi.
So wait, we got way delay. There you go. Yes, us LaCivitas are a hoot. Wait, wish them well.
Guys, good luck with everything. Have a great long weekend and stay safe.
Every day's a weekend. So
I know.
A lot of these people.
Of.
All
yes,
right.
No.
You guys be good.
Okay. Love you.
Keep the dogs from barking. Okay.
I'll try.
We're here. I'm here. You're here. Question marks in front of your question. Say hi in the chat. Let me know where you're from, what you do, what you need. If you got to use, two of these, go ahead. But let's roll today. It's an all-out Q&A. I'm going to show you some free stuff. I don't know, maybe half hour, 45 minutes, and I'll show you some free things that I've been trying to give away. A lot of you have been taking them. That's a good sign. I mean, it's good that I'm able to help you. I'm really on my game today, even though it doesn't sound like it. All right. Okay. Let me see. Where are we at? Everything good? Can Karen, Stacy, somebody say everything's good? And I do see. Let's see. Charlene Crocker's talking to Unrepentant. Drew, how you doing? Both of you, how you doing? And let's see, what else? Good luck, Dolly Lee. Mom's here. Hey to you, Mom. How you doing? Nice to talk to you and Dad yesterday. Let's see. Then I think Lourdes. Hey to you. Great to see you. Paige Adams. I think we got something I could pop up. All right. Paige, how are you? I think if I remember, you are a young professional. Oh, look at that. Early career professional. Okay. Paige is asking, how to tactfully deal with a job offer salary that is lower than what my research shows is expected for my experience in that geographic location and job title. And you are early in your professional career, which I remembered. So great to have you, Paige. Everybody else too. So I like to impress upon you all that I know you think you know what you're worth. Now there's two separate parts to this. There's what the employer wants to pay for you, what the employer is willing to pay for you based on their assessment of your value, based on their budgets, based on how they value the position, irrespective of whether you do it. Then there's what you think you deserve and the research that you do and the sites you go to and the people you talk to. These two things are I cannot say this enough. I know you don't always catch every minute of everything that I say, but if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. What you think you are worth doesn't matter. It's what you're able to convince them to pay for you that matters. And no matter how much research you do, no matter who you talk to, no matter what sites you look at, there's some things I want you to know about all that stuff. What you think the employer will pay has nothing to do with what the employer will actually pay. And you don't know what that employer will pay for you at that specific time to do that particular job based on how well you did in the interview and what you were able to convince them that you are worth. Now, I do have a salary medley of tips coming up in a week or two. I've got an entire salary negotiation playlist, and I suggest you watch that. But I do want to make a couple of points here. The first one is, when you are researching on sites and you're looking for data, the one thing that you need to know about that data is it usually is either wrong because it's not current data, just because somebody popped it out there. It's not calibrated to that particular company, maybe their product, their service, what a project manager does over here with 10 years of experience under his or her belt. Versus taking that project manager out of that company and putting them into that company. That is not an equal trade. It might be up, it might be down, it depends. It also depends on how well you did in the interview. So when you're asking me about, what can I do, or how do I tactfully deal with the job offer, that goes back to you counter offering. But the one thing that you have to lean on your counter offer is how well did you do in the interview process, convincing them that what you do and what you bring to the table at this moment is going to satisfy what they need. How effectively you did that is ultimately going to determine what they're willing to pay. So I would go check my salary negotiation playlists. I would literally watch every minute of every one of them, because there are different pieces and factors, but it all goes back to how well you did in the interviewing process. And what you think you deserve is irrelevant. It's what you are able to convince them that you can do, and the value that you can bring right now. And right now, to be honest with you, meaning today as opposed to, say, 6-8 weeks ago, could be drastically different. So you might need to be a perfect fit for an employer to hire you during this current pandemic. You might not need to be a perfect fit. There are some companies that are overpaying to get people in the door because they don't have enough service providers to facilitate the change in the world right now. So if you'd have checked Glassdoor or some other ridiculous site for salary data 2 months ago, it's all changed right now. That's what I mean by this particular moment in time, this particular employer, how they value it, their supply and demand of people. So check that out. I know that was kind of a lengthy answer, but ultimately I'd go to my salary negotiation playlist and I'd use those tactics. All right, hope that helps. All right. Jas Kamal. Let's see, this looks like a question. And reminder, put some question marks in front of your question. Hey, Andrew, should I move to the city where I can find corporate work to enhance my chance of landing an interview? I would love to tell you what you should or shouldn't do, but I'll never tell you what you should or shouldn't do in situations like this, because this has so many personal factors related to it. Are you, somebody who is a tenured employee who's got a savings account built up, who wants to move to a new city because they've placed great value on living in that particular location and can go a period of time without a job? I might encourage that person. Somebody who is a little bit strapped for cash, who maybe is earlier in their career, who doesn't have as much street cred, no pun intended. I don't know that I would probably look for the work remotely. And as a matter of fact, Jas Kamal, right now is probably going to be, for those companies who are hiring, one of the easier times to find a remote position, because everybody is working remotely right now, or many people are working remotely. So I don't know that you necessarily need to do that in order to get a job in a particular city. This might be a situation where this is a golden opportunity for you to do a remote job search. Many of them are not going to have you into their office and interview you in person anyhow. So I always feel like, let me leave you with this tip. This goes for anybody making any choice of any kind at any time. When there is a lot of uncertainty in whether it's the world, the market, that particular company, your particular life, whatever it is, any and all of those, it is usually prudent to go slower in your decision-making process, meaning take a little bit more time, because the more things are uncertain, if you give them a little time, sometimes things become more certain. They become more clear, or you decide, yes, this is worth the change, or I'm committed, I'm going to do it. I would just rather you proceed cautiously. When you have a lot of variables going on at one time, if you make a quick decision, it usually turns out to be a rash decision. And then what happens is, after you've decided, after you've committed, then things change, and it's not always in your favor. And if you do catch a lucky break, then it was pure luck. So I wouldn't gamble on that. So just think about that. For any of you that need to make a decision, you got to have a good decision-making process, but your decision is only ever as good as the information that you have at the time, how much of it and how accurate it is. The more variables and the more risk factors in the decision, the greater the likelihood that something is not going to turn out well. So just keep that in mind. I hope that helps. Good luck to you. All right. Hey, I'm thrilled to be here with you. I got my leader t-shirt out because I want to show you something leadershipy later. If you are, any of my leaders are here, give me your hashtag leaders, any of my boot campers. If you're enjoying this, click the thumbs up button. Make sure to share it. I'm going to talk to you more about sharing here in a little while. Looks like everything is going good. All right, let's see. Oh, Joseph A., not a question, but I think I saw this earlier as I was spying the chat. Thanks, followed all your training after 4 months, I'm assuming that is, and 6 interviews, just offered an executive position. Great to hear, Joseph. Can we all give Joseph, what's the thing with the hands? I don't know what that emoji is, but the high 10. Can we all give him a high 10 for that? That's awesome. I'm glad to hear it. And folks, you know what? I'm glad I popped this up as a word of encouragement. I know things are crazy out there right now. I know they are. But people are getting jobs. I'm getting emails every day from people who are thanking me, just like Joseph, sending me emails, people in my boot camp, people in my other programs, in my interview course, in the resume writing course, that are sending me emails telling me they're getting jobs. So I know it's happening. And I did a video a few weeks back on how to job search during the coronavirus pandemic. I would check that out. It's an hour long. There's no fluff in it. It's hugely tactical. Maybe Kara can drop that in the chat to help you out. So I hope that helps. All right. Don't mind me. My lips are chapped. Okay. Let's see. Replace that. Daryl Newman. You guys need, I'm putting these things up on the screen now. So Daryl Newman, everybody else, put your pretty pictures in the YouTube, in your YouTube or your Google profiles, please. All right. Is asking a candidate, so Daryl Newman's asking, is asking a candidate what their salary expectations are inappropriate as the initial interview question? When asked, my response was I needed more information, but the HR rep only gave a vague response. Daryl, I'm going to give you my opinion, and then I'm going to give you my philosophical opinion on this. Then I'm going to give you my professional opinion on this, and then I'm going to tell you what I would do if I was in your case. How about that for an outline? All right. My professional opinion is it's really stupid for an HR person, a recruiter, a hiring official, or anybody who's interviewing you initially. It's even silly, I think, on the application, but they're going to continue to do this forever and ever. Employers want to know what it is you want in the way of compensation because they think that they're not accurate about this, that it's a helpful screening tool to know that they shouldn't continue on with you if you're not in their ballpark. It's dumb. They know nothing about you other than what's on your resume. You know nothing about them, so you can't tell them what your salary expectations are because my salary expectations might be grossly lower if you're going to tell me that I'm going to get all this stock and all this vacation and all this training and I'm working with the greatest people and I'm going to get to work with some great mentors and you happen to be located down the block from my house or whatever your criteria is, right? Everything is a pie, right? The pie is 100% salary, what you get to do, who you get to do it with. Well, if you love the people you get to do it with, you might be willing to take less money, right? That portion of the piece of the pie expands, salary might decrease. The more they love you, the more they're willing to pay. Now, so that's my philosophical opinion. My professional opinion is it is ineffective because what it does is it's going to put you in an awkward position. It's going to make them eliminate people who might otherwise be phenomenal employees that they would be willing to pay the freight for or more or augment the role or whatever it might be. Now, for you and most of you that are here that are going to go into your salary negotiations or your salary increases for your promotions, which I just did a video on that a couple weeks ago, what I would say to you is I would give the answer that I recommend I have 2 videos out there. in regarding salary expectations. I would go and watch them. I did one in 2018. I did one in 2020, and I would check those out. But it goes a little something like this: is compensation is important to me, but it's not the only thing. What I get to do, who I get to do it with, all that other stuff, all the things that matter to you. And I'm sure if we're right for each other, we'll be able to come to something agreeable. Then they're going to kick back and they're going to say, well, I really need to know. Otherwise, and if they get to the point where they're really forcing you to give them a number and they will not move forward with you until you do, right? They get all flamed and red and, crazy. Then I would just say to them, well, you must have a budget in mind if you're so concerned with getting a number from me. I'm assuming you want to check to see if we're in the right range. If you share with me what that range is, I can tell you if I'm okay with that. And then have them kick it to you and then just say yes and then move forward and wow them. And then if you get down to the end and they say, well, here's 85 and you said that the range was 80 to 90 and you said you were okay with it, so here's 85. You say, yeah, but now I've seen what I can do. I have a better understanding of what you need me to do, how well I'm going to do it, all this, that, and the other thing that I showed you during the interview process, and now you got to pay me 100. And that's okay. It's perfectly okay to do that. You have more information. Remember, what did I just get done saying a question or two ago, right? The best decisions come from when you have complete information and it is accurate. You cannot have complete information in the beginning and you cannot have accurate information in the beginning. You're 0 for 2. You get down to the end, you have more information. It still won't be complete, ever, right? You won't know enough until you get in there. And you hope it's as accurate and as possible because you did good investigative work, because you watched my videos and I showed you how to ask the right questions. So Daryl, hope that helps. And again, I would point you to those 2 salary expectation videos as well as my entire salary negotiation playlist. Love it. Okay, hope that helps. DFP 79, guess what I did? Dana is like our resident rider here. Dana. So yesterday I put my bike in the trainer. I thought I was going to go for a ride outside, and I woofed down my breakfast and lunch right before this so that as soon as this is over, I could get my spin in. But I am not riding 62 miles in an 18-mile-an-hour headwind. I got news for you. All right. Adam Stark, hey to you. Sanjitha, how are you? Yes, you are a boot camper. Great to have you. Marcy M. Marcy. Here we go. My leader. You can get the swag. April 24th. We're talking risk management. Marcy, patiently waiting for a date and confirmed interview with my organization. You are welcome and great to have you in the program. All right. How about this? Sanjitha, new boot camper. Within the last week? All right, let's take a look here. All right, Sanjitha. In your bootcamp session 1, you mentioned about creating a headline. Your example is related to the business in your case. But for me, as an HR professional, how should I frame my tagline? 1 at 2. How should I focus on creating my tagline? So, Sanjitha, in module 1, there are several aspects that lead up to you being able to create your headline. And the most important thing that you should know about the headline, I gave you the formula in the bootcamp, in the module, but the most important thing for you and everybody else to understand about your headline, your elevator pitch, your introduction, or however it is that you want to quickly introduce yourself to someone else. The introduction should be based on where you want to go, not where you've been. Okay? So if you are a recent college graduate, you talk about where you're going. I'm an analytical something or an analyst who, whatever. If you are an HR professional, then you are a human resources professional who does what for whom. How do they benefit? That's all. That's all you need to do. Don't overthink that. Some of you have I do have some public information about how to describe yourself in one sentence. I have a video on my YouTube channel that's related to what Sanjitha is asking me. But I'm not, when you say, how do I frame my tagline, you frame it based on what you do and for whom you're going to do it and how they're going to benefit. And if there is a specialty within HR that you want to highlight, you can do that. If you want to talk about being an HR generalist, that's fine too. If you want to talk about being a chief people officer or something of that nature, that's okay too. And one thing that you can do, Sangeetha, because you are a boot camper, and anybody who is in any of the supported Mile Walk Academy programs, so, think boot camp, think leadership program, those kind of things. You can go in and you can ask me questions in the system. If you want to go and draft your headline and you want to put it in the comments and you want to say, Andy, here's my headline. What do you think? Then I will give you feedback right there. That's what you're paying for, right? So do that and let's get you situated. All right. Hope that helps. What? We got a first timer? Is this L. Dillon? Okay, wait. L. Dillon is a first timer, and I don't know if L. Dillon is, the Dillon could be the he or the she. Either which way, can we give L. Dillon a big welcome hug first time? By the way, I'm a hugger, and people always would laugh because I want to hug, and the shaking hands thing that's now probably going to go away forever. So who's laughing now, right? Right? You're gonna be safe. It's gonna be safer for you to hug somebody than it is to shake their hand. So give them a high 10 or give her a high 10. It is appropriate to say the company you're interviewing with by name when asking Andy a question. You can ask me anything you want, and you can tell me anything you want. So it makes no difference to me if you want to give me some insight. You might be surprised at how much I know about how many companies I know it. So feel free, and you are welcome for that, but great to have you. DA, my swinkle? Hey, Wayne's email. Wayne's email, how you doing? All right, what do you got? I got my live office hours mug. This was just the mug sample. We got new logos and everything. You guys will be able to get these in any color you want. And it's going to be a big live office hours with Andy or Andrew or whatever I'm going to call myself. Okay, Wayne's asking, will companies in the short term be looking more toward hiring on a temp or contracted role versus perm? No. So, okay, so I'm going to refer you back to the video I mentioned a little while ago. It was a little over an hour. I think it was like just under 65 minutes, where I talked about how to job search during the coronavirus, COVID-19 pandemic. In that video, I went through a list of companies that I think are going to be hurting, companies that are going to be rising, and in the companies that are going to be rising, for example, let's say, sake of argument, I think UPS and Amazon and those places are going to hire a bunch of people, right? Now, they might hire people to get over this huge infusion of personal care ordering and all this other stuff that we're ordering online in massive quantities because we can't, people are reluctant even to go to the grocery store and all that good stuff. Some things are not easily accessible to the grocery stores that are within driving distance. They're ordering a lot. My guess is organizations like that, don't quote me on this because I haven't talked to, Bezos or any of these guys. I don't know what they're doing. They're going to need an influx. And so it could be, hey, we're going to hire you. We want you to know this could be short-lived. And maybe we do this temporary. Or if all of a sudden things start slowing down in a couple months, we may need to determine how many of you we're going to keep. There could be some of that, okay? But then organizations like Zoom, which is really funny, right? Everybody's Zooming now. We've been Zooming for a long time, and so Zoom is going to need more people that I think they're going to hire on a permanent basis because there's just going to be more of that as a natural fallout. Now, one thing I would like to add to this discussion, because I think this bears and is probably the most valuable piece of information I can give you, which you didn't specifically ask, but I think this is what the crew would all y'all need to know. There's 4 kinds of companies right now. Okay, there's infinitely many kinds of companies. Go with me on this. There's 4. There's a universe out there in this entire world right now that falls into 4 buckets. 1, when we went into lockdown mode, right? Shelter in place, shut in, locked in, whatever you want to call it. And organizations were starting to get ordered by their governments, by their governors, by prime minister, whoever, to stay inside. There were organizations that then had to work remotely, and there were organizations that fall into the first bucket. They were ready to roll. All our people have laptops. We have a huge network with lots of bandwidth. We have all the kind of stuff, and everybody can do anything we need remotely. Everybody go home and stay home. There were those kind of organizations, and they didn't really miss a beat. Awesome, right? Then there are organizations that fall under the category of we're going to continue to thrive because we have a product or service that the world is going to need during the pandemic, okay? Now, these organizations, some of them might need Amazon drivers, right? So drivers, okay, so we're going to drive you all over the place. Or they need people who can work remotely. Whatever they are, I'm not going to go through all the industries. I've already given you a download of 36 industries and position types that I think are going to rise. The second bucket are organizations that are going to rise, except that they were not completely equipped to work remotely. So what had to happen is they had to assemble themselves over the course of weeks or maybe still, and they're going to be fine, but they had to get everybody situated to work remotely. Give you a great example. YouTube. Okay, we're all on YouTube, right? I'm a YouTube content creator. I get distributed to me lots of information. I internally, because they know I'm a creator, they send me information because they want me to know what's going on inside of YouTube and why certain things are happening that I'm noticing, like what the heck? Why are certain things not being approved when they should be? Why is my video not being circulated this way, that way, like it normally is? There's settings, blah, blah, blah. Like, can't everybody just work from home? They can. Except that a lot of the individuals who would manually review things that I as a content creator would create are in a different country. They're not over there on the left coast or the right coast or wherever their studios were. Those people were remote, and while they had offices that they would go to do the things that I'm talking about, they now all have to be home. But to be home is fine, except I got to ship them the laptops. That's going to take me a week or two. They've got to get it set up. I've got to make sure my network. Okay, now that's not a problem. We have to get that. It's going to take a couple, 3 weeks, 4 weeks to do that. So hiring is going to slow down. That's the second bucket. The third bucket is organizations that are going to get smashed immediately. If you are in hospitality, travel, entertainment, event planning, you get where I'm going with this, right? Total suppression. People are canceling events. People aren't traveling. Hotels, vacations are getting canceled, and so on. Immediately getting crushed. However, once this thing is under control, I got news for you. I'm going to pack my wife and my puppies up. We're going to go somewhere, okay? So we'll get back to it, and we will help fuel those industries. Then you have the fourth bucket, which are industries that are going to have a delayed and prolonged reaction to this. A great example is like commercial real estate. So think about what happens for commercial real estaters. So if I worked in an office, in a building, or in a strip mall, or in a high rise, or whatever, I have a corporate lease, I have office space, I have square footage designed for the number of people that I think are going to be in the office, and so on. All right, well, that lease doesn't just get torn up. Right now, I gotta honor it. I gotta fill it out. Right. I mean, meaning I gotta go to term, or I gotta cancel, or I gotta pay penalties, or whatever. Okay. Well, what happens when I decide I don't need office space for 100 people? I only need it for 20, and I'm not gonna bring everybody in all the time, and they can stay home and wash their hands at their house and all that good stuff. So I only need 20% of the office space that I used to need. Okay, well, those people who were trying to sell the commercial real estate, they're going to take a hit because they're not going to be renewing. People are not going to be going in companies that are growing, are not going to be buying these big office spaces. The leases aren't going to get renewed, right? They're not going to get the revenue, all that stuff. That's going to happen for a long time, okay? Because we now have a new normal, and we will now have a new normal way of working. 4 different buckets. Wayne, you got to figure out when you're targeting organizations, which buckets are you pursuing? Pursue 1 and 2. Stay away from 3 and 4. And then as your search goes on, maybe a month or two or so from now, you enter into bucket 3 as well. But you need to bifurcate your list, or you need to uptrain, pivot, whatever, if you're in some of these other industries. Okay, so that's what's most important for you to understand. It isn't, are they hiring temp or perm or temp to perm? It's, are they hiring and when, right? Or are they going to really be suppressed for a long time? And you have to remember that everything works in a continuous form. Now, I didn't go through every industry in the what's the warehouse, but those people who are in bartenders, servers, cooks, massage therapists, all these other people that have been now out of work collecting, going to try to get unemployment, well, they're not getting a paycheck, which means they're going into their savings or they're going on their credit cards. Then what's happening is they're going to get back to work and they're going to have to start earning money, and it's going to take them a while to recover. The days you're out of work take a lot longer to recover. It's not 1 for 1. If I'm out of work for a month, it might take me 3 months to get back to normal. Well, I'm not going to buy a new car. I'm not going to go, right? These other consumable goods, whether they're expensive or less expensive, but my jeans with holes in them, I can just keep wearing them, right? Like those kind of things are affected by people not earning. So while I think that on the positive side, the economy, forget the pandemic for a second, the economy is incredibly strong globally, most of it, right? So, I mean, 3 weeks ago, we had record low, a 50-year low in unemployment claims in the United States. That was not an accident, and it was not a myth. And then the following week, we had records in the 3.28 million, and then the next week, we had 6.6 million, and so on. But those people a lot of them are going to return to work. But then it's going to take some time to recover. 4 buckets. Keep your eye on those. And that is a very, very important concept for all of you to grasp. And we probably ought to clip this out. And I ought to probably just make this a little video about how to look at the different company types. All right, hope that helps you, Wayne. That's great. That got me onto a great question, but that's the ultimate question I think you want to ask. All right, hope that helps. All right, what we got next? L. Dillon, 33, back to you. Ooh. I have an interview question. Is it appropriate to name the company I'm interviewing with? I'm assuming you mean. Wait, are you asking? You gotta clear up what you're asking me. I'm assuming that you want to ask me a question related to job interviewing, and you want to let me know who the company is. You're welcome to do that. If you are in an interview and you are interviewing with company A and you're also interviewing with company B and you want to let company A know about company B, you can do that too. And I recommend that you do. I won't go into all the whys and wherefores because I'm not even sure if that's what you're asking me. Let me know. Jason Garrity, my boot camper, great to see you, my friend. Giovanni, beloved community member, hope you are well too. Modest Virgo. You know I'm a modest Virgo. You know that, right? I'm a Virgo through and through. All right. From Maryland, recently completed virtual second interview, but I jammed up on one question and sent my thank you. How can I fix it? Do not try to recover like that if you jammed it up. Just say thanks. See where it goes. Honest to God. All right. Hope that helps. I got the spinning ball. All right, there we go. Don from Ohio, my boot camper. How are you? Paula Gomez, we've got here, can we get Paula Gomez a shout out? I can't remember. Maybe Stacy will remember. Paula Gomez, I got one for you, and I got one for all of you guys. Tomorrow, Friday morning at 7 a.m. Central Time, I've got a video coming out. The video coming out is a Paula Gomez special on being responsible for your energy. So I gave you my approach about paying attention to what you're paying attention to. Paying attention to where your attention goes. It's a quick video, but it's a good one, courtesy of Paula Gomez. Thank you for that one. All right, let's see what we got here. Jania, I'm in a long application process for a job at my city police department. Awesome. Next up is a lie detector test. What if nervousness skews the results? Inner peace, positive thoughts, energy. Any tips? Yes. You all would not believe how much I know about lie detectors, but we're not going to get into all the science and the psychology, but the one thing I am going to tell you is there are many, many, many different ways to lie. Okay? There are. I'm telling you the damn truth right now. But there's only one way to tell the truth. The lie detector test knows that. Unless you've been trained to beat it, you'll be fine. And even if you're nervous, if you're telling the truth, the lie detector test will love you. I promise. You let me know how it goes. I mean it, 100%, no problem. Don't worry. Nerves will not interfere. They won't. All right. Warren Coyle, my boot camper, and my leader. Great to see you. Stacy Gilmore, always got my back. Wajid, I am not sure about this. I'm going to toss it up here. I'm eligible for job seekers visa in Germany. The employers in Germany will hire me or not. I do not know. I do wish you luck. I'm only really familiar with the visa processes in the U.S. And so it's really difficult to tell. However, in my job search boot camp, my signature job searching program, which by the way is on special all month. We left it on special until May 1st because we have some private boot camper coaching sessions throughout this month. We ran a special that ended April 3rd, that was going to end April 3rd when we started the string of private coaching sessions. If you are interested in attending those private boot camp sessions, and it's not just about attending the private sessions, it's about the whole boot camp program. It is on sale, on special, for $100 off this entire month. All you need to do is go to the Job Search Boot Camp page. Maybe Kara can drop it in the chat, and if anybody wants to go. But one of the reasons that I got on that was we do have a number of boot campers who have migrated from South Korea, the UK, France, other places that have moved to Germany and have all gotten jobs. So I hope that helps. I hope that's encouraging. I do wish you luck on that. I know it's tricky. Bethany, how you doing? Another boot camper. BT. I wonder if you're my BT. Because, there's RT and BT. BT, let me know if that's you. Meaning my Bob. All right. Now that pretty much all jobs are remote, what is your opinion on applying to a job in a city where I don't want to move in the hopes that the job will stay remote after the pandemic? 100%. 100%. So in the going back to my how to job search during the coronavirus pandemic, BT, go watch it. I cover this. I cover the changes you got to make, and this is one of them, and it's a great one, and everybody should take heed of that. That is something you should do. Geography has become less important. The new normal. Think about it. It will happen. Hope it helps. All right, how we doing? 11:39. I want to show you something. Okay, if you guys missed my LinkedIn post Monday, came in, shot my 3-minute video, 2-minute video, whatever it was, posted it on LinkedIn. I want to show you, I am giving away my resume writing masterclass, okay? This is me helping you all during this crappy time, okay? I think desperate times call for supportive measures, not desperate measures, but very supportive measures. I think with success comes responsibility that I have to help you guys. So I decided between April 6th, whatever Monday, and April 14th, that's Tuesday, next Tuesday, if you do this for me, This is all you got to do. I'll give you this $300 course for free. Let's see if I can get this. Oh, beautiful. All right. Kara, can you toss this in the chat for me? All right. See this post right here. I put this post out here. We'll give you that link. All you need to do is like it, comment, and share it. There's me, real quick video, and you could join, I don't know, the 200 and some odd people who have taken advantage of this already. And all you need to do is go out there and put a little comment and let me know we're in this together and that you are going to help me share this. I'm giving this for free, okay? Free, the whole program. My resume writing masterclass. You get the templates, you get all the assets, you get the builders, you get the journals, you get everything, you get an extra couple sessions, and to boot, I'm going to be holding a private session for you guys, just people who are taking this, okay, who are in this program. In a couple of weeks, we are going to have a private coaching session where you can come and you can ask me your resume questions, and I will help you. That's all you got to do. So that's the first thing, okay? And if you're wondering, well, Andy, you just spring in this link. Okay, first thing is you should be connected to me on LinkedIn if you're not. So send me a connection request so that you can see this stuff or at least follow me, okay? Second thing is you should be opening your email. You should be on my email list. You should be opening the email because I'm giving you this stuff, okay? Not only this, but I gave you links to my job search challenge and this guy, my interview intervention. Can you see it? Interview intervention book. So I want you, I'm doing everything I possibly can to help you. And if you don't want the resume writing class, that's fine. Share it anyway. Help people. We need to be supported. Now, one other thing I want to do since I got my screen up. I want you to know that starting now, right now, my leadership program I spent all weekend, worked like 25 hours on this thing. I created a package in my leadership monthly program for $1. You can access it here, or Kara could be a gem and put it in the chat somewhere. Through April 16th, you can go to the Mile Walk Academy website, peruse this, right? I mentioned the interview intervention, but look, there are a lot of people joining, okay? All that good stuff is there, all the free stuff. Now, if you click this, a page is going to open up. And this is me trying to be creative to help you out. This one is like a trial membership. So there's a little video of me, 3 minutes and 27 seconds. And here's what's inside. So I've been getting a lot of questions about focus, habit building, and how about this one, working remotely. So every month I go live. Every month. It's almost literally like every 4 weeks on a Friday. And I teach my leaders different personal development, high performance, leadership tactics, techniques, strategies. I give them a huge, beautiful workbook that is very, very detailed. It's a recap of the session. They get the recording. They get the downloadable audio. So I decided that I would take 3 of them that I did over the last year. So I did focusing and habit building well before the pandemic kicked in. But then when the pandemic kicked in, I knew everybody was going to need some help working remotely. I have not talked publicly about working remotely and all the organizational tactics and the environment and how to set up for the most production. I save that for my premium programs, which you now can get a trial membership for a week. So here's how this works. If you sign up, on the first day, I'll send you the focus video. Each of these are, the videos, the teaching portions are 30 to 45 to 50 to 75 minutes, depending on what the topic is. But they're hearty. And they're maybe 90-minute sessions with Q&A and all that stuff. You're going to get focus first. And then the second day, I literally give you it's an email with my exact daily routine, how I process everything, what I do, why I do it the way I do it. It's all written for you. And then I give you the third day is the building habits video. And then I give you all of my favorite work and personal habits of how I live my life and how I'm able to kind of move through the day breezy, let's say, and enjoy myself. Then I give you the working remotely. Then I give you a surprise bonus on the 6th day. And then I send you a message on the 7th day. It's okay, if you do nothing, we're going to automatically enroll you. That's $49 a month, or you can opt in to go for half that rate if you want to go for the year, or you can cancel it. So for $1, no matter what you do, you're going to get all this plus another detailed career development session, which I'm going to surprise you with. Now, if you stay in the program, you get my $400 career accelerator. You get the power of your personal story. That's about an hour, a 75-minute or so, maybe it's 80-minute teaching session about how to develop your story and use it to your benefit. And I do give you this one's probably about 75 minutes, a goal setting class that teaches you how to develop your goals and set them and attain them. And so all you need to do is you just go in here, you click this, and you set up an account for $1. And I recap it. There's some testimonials and all that good stuff. But I also recap it for you exactly what this looks like. You get it for 7 days. It's like any other trial you've ever created in your life. It's just like any trial where Netflix says, try it for $1 for a month, and then we'll bill you $7.99. It's the same kind of process, or you can pay annually. But this is, I'm doing everything I possibly can. So between my $300 resume writing masterclass, the interview intervention book, the free job search challenge, and $1 for this thing, you ought to be pretty set. So hop in. You can jump in till next Thursday, and then we do have a leadership live session on risk management on Friday the 24th. Now, Kara is asking me, boot campers are asking me about the resume writing class. All right, so 2 things about this. Number 1, if you are not in my job search boot camp, meaning you might have my interview intervention course, you might have the interview intervention book, you might not even be on my email list or whatever. You need to do these 3 things in order to get my course, the resume writing masterclass. If you are in the boot camp, most of you in the boot camp already have access to this program. We removed it for recent boot campers because it's just overlapped to stuff that's already in the boot camp. If you are a boot camper and you don't see it in your training portal, you can email me and I will grant it to you. It's not a big deal. It's similar information that is in your module 2 of your boot camp. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is, after you go into this and you do these things, so just like these people, all these people have gone, they've clicked it, they've shared it. So Dave Ziskind, he's basically made his comment. He sent me an email to support@milewalk.com. He says, here's my snapshot. We immediately reply, either Kara or I do, and we give you a link to access the program. And the other thing you want to know about the Resume Writing Masterclass or the leadership program is when you enroll in those programs. So when you get the Resume Writing Masterclass for free, I will let you in the private LinkedIn group and private Facebook community groups that we have. Okay, so you're in. Now, if you are in the Leadership Dollar Trial and you go through this, I believe, actually, Kara can tell me. I'm not sure if we immediately let you into the LinkedIn group and Facebook group or if we do that once after your 7-day trial is over. But you get the idea. It's good stuff, people. It's worth it. And if you roll into the 8th day and pay $49, I'm going to give you like $1,000 worth of stuff. Like I said, I mean, all this adds in, and you're going to get the archives on a lot of the other stuff that we've done, like building confidence and other things, building trust, giving speeches and making persuasive arguments, persevering through difficult times, dealing with unexpected change. There's a lot of them that we've done. It's 13, in fact. So anyway, so check it out. I know that was it's just something I really wanted to share. And you got an email about this morning, but right now, you people at 11:49 Central in the U.S. on Thursday, April 9th, are the first people to hear about this. But go in there, check out the video, and Kara, let me know if there was any other questions that I didn't really cover on this. But I am smash stoked. I mean, like, I spent all weekend pulling this together, building that product for you, writing you, these things here. And if you are in the leadership program, I got you covered already. So you'll be getting something tomorrow as well. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy that. I really, I'm excited about it. I really am. For a buck, get in, try it out. You get all the stuff. You can download the audio. You can take the workbooks. You get all that stuff. I didn't even show you the workbooks and all that other stuff. I didn't want to make that little show and tell there any longer than it needed to be. It's good stuff, folks. Really, I hope you take advantage of it. All right. Gimme. I always love the thumbs down. Like, I always wonder, like, what is it about what I'm doing that would make you want to do that, right? Like, you're having a bad life. And I feel badly for that person. I do. Whoever that was, I'm so sorry that you feel that way. I really do. I really do. But for all of you that click the thumbs up button, for all of you that show up week in and week out, I love having you. I really do. I really do. All right. What do we got here? Let me go on. Speaking of Dave, whoa, look at this guy. I called you out there, buddy. I called you out there on the LinkedIn thing. I love it, man. Glad to have you. All right. Dave's asking, what is the appropriate way to represent consulting experience on a resume? Name the company, industry, and size. Okay, wait. So Dave, what you didn't tell me is, do you work for a consulting firm? Like, I worked for Anderson Consulting, which is now Accenture. I would put Accenture. I would not put my client names in my resume, but that is a well-known brand that is a consulting firm, and I might talk about the types of projects and the size of them and the revenue and all that stuff that I generated. If you are a self-employed contractor or working through a staffing firm, the best way for you to do that, and since you should be getting my resume writing masterclass, I show you the exact thing. I even give you the template to do that if you're a contractor. So if you are in that case, what I recommend is that you put Dave Ziskind, if that's how you say your name, hopefully that's how you say your name, Inc. or sole proprietorship, or you could say consulting services or whatever you want, a summary of, project management, provided project management consulting services to Fortune 500 companies, range in project sizes of 1 million to 8 million, and so and you make a summary, and then what you can do is you can say sample projects include, and then you list, depending on how long you've been consulting, you can pick a handful or 3 or 2 or 8. It really depends on how long you've been doing it. If you've been doing it for 20 years, you want to be careful that you don't put every single thing inside that professional experience section. What I would do for if you are short tenured, say 3 years, 5 years even, you can put, if you've only been on 3 projects, boom, 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 okay? And you could put large manufacturer, large financial services, public financial services firm, or something like that. And then you can describe in the interview or disclose if it's appropriate. Watch your non-competes and your disclosure agreements and those kind of things. If you've been working for 10 years, 20 or whatever, you could have sample projects include, and then I would create a separate supplemental document that has a more complete work history. I don't care how long you make that. Okay, so when I always say 2-page resume, well, if you're a contractor or a consultant and you want to have a supplement of all the other projects that you've done, what I would do is look at where you're applying, cherry pick the projects that are most closely aligned to what you're doing. So if you're a project manager, and Dave, I don't know what you are, but if let's say you're a project manager and you are, they're looking for a project manager to implement Salesforce solutions. Well, go pick the ones where you did Salesforce, sample Salesforce projects included, boom, boom, boom. And you might have other stuff over there, custom solutions, and maybe you served as a business analyst for something or whatever. And then you can let them know, I'm happy to provide a detailed list of a complete work history upon request. That's actually okay to say. Now, you could alternatively give them that. I don't love to give them that out of the chute. I like there to be an exchange and say, in your cover letter, you should say, I have 10 years, 20 years of consulting experience. I put some sample projects on my resume in my professional work experience that I thought closely aligned to the skills and experience you needed for blah, 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 blah. Right? Like something like that. If you're interested in additional, a more complete work history, I'm happy to provide that. Something like that. You get where I'm going with that, brother. All right, hope that helped. All right, let me see. Down you go. Whoop. All right. Sam, how you doing? Reading many articles that companies they are hiring. Folks, Sam, hold on. Sam, get up here. Sam's a leader. Sam's in leadership. Sam's a leader, okay? One thing, thank you for this, Sam, because I probably should have used this language when I showed you the leadership dollar trial. Folks, I don't know about you. I got a lot of time on my hands, extra time. So wait, I was already really busy. But now what's happening is I'm not going out to lunch. I'm not meeting friends for coffee. I'm not, meeting up people for coaching calls where I have to commute to them or whatever. I got a lot of extra time. I'm spending a lot of time building more stuff for you because I had to make a bit of a change, right? Like that dollar trial thing. That dollar trial thing does not happen if we are not in Corona hell right now, okay? So I had to adjust. I'm cool with that and I love it, but I'm spending extra time training. Next Monday, the next 5 Mondays, I'm in 2-hour training every Monday. I'm going back and rewatching archives of my training. I'm going back and looking and reflecting, and I'm investing in myself. If you are not doing that with this golden opportunity that has been thrust upon you, that's a shame. It is, because and don't get me wrong, if you're crazy and you've got somebody you're taking care of and somebody's caught this virus, and I understand that, but most of you that I'm talking to, I pray, are healthy. You're doing fine. You're just in your house like I am, okay? So what are you doing with that extra time? You're going to tell me you don't have 3 extra hours over the course of the next week to try to take in some things that will help you completely command your focus, get you in better routines, or whatever else it is that you want to invest in. And one of those, that surprise bonus, is pretty damn good. And that one is going to be career development related. So I really hope you take me up on it. I know Sam's been enjoying it. And yes, and I would be thinking about what are going to be some of the new processes that we are going to be working with or not working with. But whatever you do, don't let this time slip away. Don't. It is not something where you need to go in the corner and cry about. If you are healthy, you are in your house, and you are even if you're working, right? And if you're job searching, use this opportunity to upskill yourself or put yourself in a better position to maybe take some certification training or whatever it might be. Learn something to make yourself better so that when things really pick up again, you've got more credentials, or you're just smarter, or you have better clarity around what you want to do. It's important. It really is. And you know what? I that's not even tough love. You're here because you want to get better. I know that. And I just felt better for saying all that. Thanks, Sam. John from Maryland, how you doing? Edward Williams. Hey, Andy, as your blogs are helpful. Oh, and your blogs are helpful. Thank you. How do you filter out third-party recruiters on LinkedIn posting that post vague requirements that they are searching for a position for? You don't. I wouldn't. If you think that third-party recruiter has an opportunity and it's publicized, well, first off, all right, I don't want to get into all the whys and wherefores about my beliefs about what a good third-party recruiter looks like. Let me tell you this. Edward number 1. I have a video out there. It's probably a half an hour or 45 minutes on working with executive recruiters and third-party search firms. Go watch that. That's first. I gave you all the answers in there. Literally, I dumped it all out there. Second thing, if you have an opportunity to talk with an executive recruiter about anything, do it. I don't care if the position is vague. I don't care if the executive recruiter says, hey, I'm searching for a project manager in the Northeast region of the United States. If you are interested, please inbox me. You inbox them. Okay? They solicited, you send it. Don't spend a whole lot of time. Send them your stuff. Send them your LinkedIn link. Send them your resume. If he or she calls you, awesome. Get on the phone. The purpose is to get on the phone with them, because if you don't get on the phone with them, nothing can happen. So getting on the phone with them allows you to exchange information, but what else does it allow you to do? Give. Hey, I'm just thrilled to talk to you, and you know what, if the opportunity fits or I'm suitable for that, that'd be great, but nonetheless, I would be happy to, as I know you're an executive recruiter, I would be happy to offer my network to you. If you let me know this job or other jobs you're searching for, I'm happy to refer names to you. Give first. That's a big part of being successful with third-party search firms, because that person will never forget you, and they will notate it. And when you email them at some point in the future when you need help, they're going to be more apt to return your call, even though this particular moment didn't turn out. The value in the relationship with the executive recruiter, contrary to what many of you think, is having a relationship with somebody who hopefully loves you, who serves as a window into the employment market for you, and can act as an opportunity scout for you once he or she knows what it is you do, want, need, and all that good stuff. If you do not provide that, I don't know to call you when I see something, right? If we haven't had that, if you didn't take the time out to talk to me for 15 minutes, to just say hello, get to know me, maybe network a bit, maybe we can come to the conclusion right away that what I'm looking for is not suited for you. Say, no problem, you don't need to spend a ton of time with me. Let me share a few things. You let me know what you need. I'll give you names of people you can reach out to. That gets them scooted in the right direction. Give first. What do you think I do for all of you guys who enroll in my programs? Right? I don't think there's one person out here who all of a sudden just found the Mile Academy and just bought something. No, you took a bunch of stuff for free. Some of you take, 97, 98% of you just take free stuff anyway, right? Which is okay. That's cool. I love that. That's fine. But 2% of you buy, or 3% of you buy, or sometimes 1, or sometimes 15. So give. That's what makes the world go round. That's what you should be doing. Don't be filtering them out. Grab them up. All right, hope that helps. Davita, how are you? And hey, Kara, and Mrs. Anonymous. Todd Dirksen. Todd's a boot camper. How you doing? And Susan Kelly. Amanda Z. All right, I am fairly new to the cold email boss hunting strategy, and so far haven't seen that 80% of jobs are unposted. Amanda, think about what you just said. You don't see unposted jobs. I know they're there. Can you share some success stories for some inspirational motivation? I would join the Job Search Challenge, and in the Job Search Challenge, every single day, you get an email from me that facilitates the challenge. I give you the instruction, I give you some notes, I give you the video, and underneath the video, every single day is a success story. They're in there. And I'm gonna read them to you. 80% of jobs, actually more than that, are not publicized. Companies don't have to publicize every job they recruit for. Most jobs are done on the sly. You just see what you see, but you see a mere sliver of what companies hire for. And a lot of times, companies are hiring to trade up. So if I have 10 salespeople, I would be happy to get rid of 2 or 3 of them right now. Those jobs, in my mind, are open and unposted because there's butts in the seats. Recruiter's not looking for anybody, but if you emailed me and you were a salesperson and I thought your background was better than my bottom 3, I would call you back up and I would say, hey, you boss hunted me and that's awesome, and let's have a phone call. And then if we love you, let's bring you down to the office. And then I will hire you and I'll let somebody else go. It's reality. It's a lot of times, especially for executive level positions, those are never posted, ever. Most of the time, they're searching and a recruitment firm is searching, or just the recruitment firm is searching to replace somebody that they have not yet fired. And they're not going to fire that person until they replace that person. This is the way the world works. 80% or more. Probably 90, I would say. You're just seeing what companies are offering out. All right, get in the job search challenge. You will see success story after success story for what's like 13 days straight. All right. Whew. Sharonda. Michelle. Michelle's new to the community in Vegas. Michelle, how are you? Elements Yoga Therapy. I love it. Buhari. Hey. Bill M. Hey to you. Brandon Detail Guy. I like to paraphrase the guy. I pray that everyone is well. You know what? I love that. And here's another thing. I am a doer, if you do not know that already. And when you are, Brandon, if you are a doer, hold on, here we go. Brandon, you're a doer, right? I'm guessing, because you say you got Detail Guy. And when I send you guys messages, and I don't know if I missed Brandon's praying for everybody, statement or whatever it was, or maybe I misspoke and maybe he's correcting me. I don't know. But I want you guys to recognize that progress can only be made when you put yourself out there, you put a product out there yourself. See, we all walk around each day, and what's the reality of ourselves? Think about this. What is the reality of ourselves? To you, I am a walking around finished product. To me, I am nothing near that, right? I am constantly evolving all the time. Every single day, tomorrow I'll be better. Next day, Saturday, Sunday, I'll be doing stuff, getting better, right? Personal stuff, things with my wife, things with my dogs, things with my family, things with you guys, prepping you something else. And I am constantly, right, on arrival. The only way to make real progress is to constantly pump things out. And then you put them out, and it's version 1, 1.0, then 1.1, then 1.2, then 2.0, and so on. Don't be afraid to put something out that is imperfect. I don't want you to put out an airplane if the airplane can't fly and it can't make it from Chicago to Los Angeles perfectly. I mean, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you as a human being and a lot of the stuff that you put out. Don't be afraid. Pull the trigger. The boss hunting cover letter, put it out. Put it in motion. See what happens, right? If you don't like it, you look at the data. You try to figure out why. Revise it. Make it better next time. Do it over and over and over, right? To ourselves, we're not finished products. To everybody else, we look like a finished product the moment that they meet us. We're not. You're not. You never will be. And I say that so that in hopes of getting you to go to do it. And you'll never get it until you get into it. And you're not going to know if the boss hunting cover letter is going to work until you try it. And I'm not going to know if people are going to love the dollar trial or hate the dollar trial. Guess what? I'm going to spend all weekend and I'm going to put that damn thing out there and I'm going to see. And if it falls on its face, that tells me something. Guess what? I might try it again sometime. You know what? I might try it again in a different environment. Maybe the dollar idea was great, but maybe the coronavirus pandemic, poo-pooed it. I don't know. Maybe it's just what you needed. Think about that. Put it out there. The world needs you. The world does not need you hiding in your house, even though we're all hiding in our houses right now. I don't know why I went on that rant, but get in motion. All right. Zipping down. Bill Young, hey. All right, so L. Dillon is Larry. All right, Larry. So we know which is which. You're the handsome one, not the cute one. All right, need advice on following up with a recruiter by phone. Interview was last Monday. Already emailed asking about next steps, no reply. Large consumer electronics company. Okay, so I'm assuming when you say recruiter, you mean the corporate recruiter. When you have an interview, 3 things you got to find out immediately when the interview's over or in first touch point with the recruiter or whoever's quarterbacking your process. What are the next steps? Who's going to contact me about them? And when are they going to contact me about them? So we don't know what to do if the recruiter would have said to you, well, Larry, we're not going to know for 2 weeks because we have a whole bunch of people we got to line up. You're only a week out, week and a half, whatever it is, right? Or did you say you already emailed, the interview was last Monday. I don't know if that was 3 days ago or 10 days ago or whatever it was. But either which way, I would email them now and I would just say, hey, wanted to follow up. It's been 10 days. If it's been 3 days, I probably would wait until next week. But let's assume it's 10 days. It's been almost a couple of weeks. I thought I would follow up. Would be interested to know if there's any next steps on this, what those might be. And if there isn't, when might I hear from you? I'm greatly interested in the opportunity. I realize times are super crazy right now, but any information you can share would be really helpful. Thank you. That's it. And I would just email them. And then if another couple of weeks went by, then I would probably call them. By the way, what I just said is calibrated for the time we're living in right now. Flying Uber Tuber, hey, amazing idiot tonight. Joshua Hodgkins, my boot camper, great to see you. Han Yin, my boot camper. Let's see, what do we got here? All right. Han Yin, should one be concerned that jobs may be outsourced and moving out of the U.S. when remote work becomes more prominent as they lay off the U.S. worker for cheaper labor? No. This is not... one thing, actually, the most valuable thing that I would tell you and anybody, I, on the one hand, would like you to have your thinking caps on. I gave you kind of the 4 buckets previously, right? It's like things like that makes sense, right? I don't think that all of a sudden the U.S. or any country is going to automatically start outsourcing everything because of this. In fact, I might think the opposite might be true. Closer to home might be better, more watchful eye. If I'm in one country and another country is doing something for me or manufacturing it, it's a bigger risk. Cheaper labor, maybe, that they sought that. Bigger risk if something like this happens, right? Different regional economies, other things, who knows? I don't know what's going to happen. And what I wouldn't do is I would not be spending a lot of time speculating on things that may or may not happen in that regard. I would be doing everything that I possibly could to control my output, my action, and my thoughts. And I mean my thoughts. I go through my day right now literally no differently than I did 7 weeks ago or 8 weeks ago. The only thing that I don't do is I don't go to the swimming pool because I can't, and I don't break out for lunch because I can't go there's nowhere to go. And it's 40 degrees out, so I'm not eating outside. So don't burn up a lot of energy on that. What can you control? Target the right companies. I gave you the ones that are thriving. Point yourself in that direction. Target the bosses at those companies. That boss hunting cover letter works. It does. If you are not seeing results in the job search challenge, I have given you a breakdown of all the problems that can occur, and I've given you a general troubleshooting checklist to be your own doctor, to be able to tell. I have entirely too much evidence to prove that it works, and I have evidence that it's been working in the past month with people who are getting hired. So it's a matter of think about what could be going wrong. Are you targeting the right person? I'll give you some. I saw some comments about people who are not in my programs who have tried this and it's not working. And one guy in a program in a boot camp, he says, "Hey, I've been trying your techniques, and I sent out like 40 of these, and it didn't no responses." I said, "Okay, well, here's your 7-point checklist. Go through this. Tell me, are you doing all of these things exactly the way I told you to?" Then he replies back and he says, "Well, I am, but the resume, I paid $1,000 for somebody else to do my resume for me, and I figured it was pretty good, so I didn't use your format. Send it to me." Sends me the resume. I open it, look, send it back to him. I says, "It's your resume. Change it. Go to module 2 in the boot camp. Revamp it. Send it to me. I just want to glance at it for 2 seconds to see if you formatted it in the system, the structure, and the sentence structure. And I want to see that before you send another boss hunting anything out." Sends it back to me. Back he goes out. In 2 weeks, 7 interviews. Okay, it could be anything. You don't know. I don't know what it is. So troubleshoot it with the list and the challenge. It's the 5th module. It was night and day. Actually, Amanda asked me about that. He's one of the stories in there. Okay? And he got 42 outreaches. So he went 0 for 40 with his resume. He went 7 for 40, 7 interviews for 42, my way. So you're doing something wrong. Figure out what that is. All right. Is anyone speaking? I am. Let's see. Karen, my boot camper, how you doing? Sunny Phoenix. It's always sunny in Phoenix. Usually, at least when I'm there. So you do live in Arizona. I did see that phone number right. Pat Atkinson, how you doing? Pat, the t-shirt, I slept in the t-shirt, the blues t-shirt last week, and then Thursday night last week, I know that because on Friday we had a boot camp and you weren't there and I was going to tell you. But now I'm telling you and everybody else who's here. 218 people. Ay. Kristen Hayes, my boot camper, let's get you up here. How you doing there? All right, had a job offer, and now when I call and write the company about the new start date, I get no response. I plan to write once a week for 2 weeks, then every 2 weeks for 3 weeks. Then what? No, I would not do that. I would, here's what I would do. You had a job offer, and when you call now about the new start date, you get no response. So you got a job offer, and all you're at this point trying to do is accept it and get a start date confirmed. I would pick up the phone, I would call them, I would call them, hopefully you'll get somebody. If you don't, you leave a voicemail. You say, hey, I thank you for the job offer. I accept. If you accept, I just want to confirm the start date. I also, since I haven't heard back from you, just want to make sure that considering everything that's happening in the world, that we're still a go. Can you at least let me know if that's the case? And I'm happy to accommodate timing and other things if you're busy dealing with other issues. Something to that effect. You can flower it up any way you want to make it sound very positive. Send them an email immediately after you leave the voicemail. I just left you a voicemail, but I recognize that there's a lot of craziness going on right now. I'm assuming you're not in your office, so I figured I would send you an email, send them the same email, same effect, and let them get back to you. And I would go in like 2-week chunks. I wouldn't email them every week. This is a problem. If they gave you an offer and they're not getting back to you, now I'm assuming that there has been some lag time in this, right? Like that. You said you had an offer and now you write a new start date. You plan to write once a week. I'm assuming that there's a lag already, meaning like it was a couple weeks ago. But you are a boot camper. Let me know in the system if you want, if there's anything different. But I'm going to come back with that considering most of the variables for you. Hope that helps. All right. Sharzad, should I send any email after my 3rd job interview? And if you are what I'm assuming you were asking me is, should you send a thank you email? You should. And if it's your 3rd job interview, I'm assuming you mean 3rd job interview with the same company, I would probably be sending handwritten notes if I met somebody multiple times. So hope that helps. All right, Mahesh. Andy, I'm not hearing back from recruiters about the interviews I had with them, even after contacting them. What should I do? Mahesh, I gave you 4 buckets. Are they in the 3rd or the 4th bucket? If so, move on. If they're in the 1st or 2nd bucket, then what I would say is, okay, hey, I'm assuming based on the current conditions, based on your company type, based on your product and services, things are still moving appropriately for you. I just want to check in since I haven't heard back from you from the interview. Are we still moving? I want you to know I'm greatly interested in the opportunity and so on. Just a tap on the shoulder. Y'all, we're dealing in obviously. So think about it. I'm 53 years old. I have never in my life, not even in the melee market of 2007 and 8 when the stock market crashed. have ever seen anything transition this precipitously. So you all are dealing with something that even I'm dealing with for the first time. And I've been through 90, 91, 92, right? I've been through 2000, 2001. I've been through 2007. This is my fourth one of these. Most of you, if you've only been working for 10 years, haven't seen anything like this at all. Anything. Like never been, like not cracked in the head ever. So when things stop precipitously, the only thing you can do, you follow up and you control what you can control, which is reaching out to other organizations. And that's where I know there's a lot of questions about, well, I'm not hearing back. You know what? Move on. Move on. Control what you can control, which is reaching out to other companies. Be smart about who you target, and don't be targeting organizations that are getting hit the hardest right now. Right? Anything, entertainment, hospitality, liquor distribution, entertainments, events, concerts, anything in the sporting arenas that is anything related to that stuff. Like they're just not going to get back to you. They just won't. They're half of these people are probably losing their jobs. So think about that. Dean, how are you? Great to see you. Wesley Miles, thank you for that. Elsa, how are you? Oh, wait, I think this is a question. Elsa with her tongue sticking out. I want to make a YouTube and TikTok. I enjoy creating content. Just got my bachelor's degree in healthcare management and will get my foot in the door soon. Is this a conflict of interest in the long run? It is not. However, that content better be damn good, meaning damn clean. Okay, don't be putting TikTok videos out. Don't be putting Instagram stories out. Don't be putting Facebook videos out. Don't be putting YouTube videos out and other things that employers are going to look at and wonder, what the heck are you doing? Right? Go ahead. You could share. I don't care what you share your videos on. That's awesome. All of you should have some kind of YouTube channel. Put your stuff out there. That's okay. Share it with the world. Make it clean. Keep it clean. All right, how are we doing on time? I got 8 more minutes, folks. Okay, real quick. Resume writing masterclass. Kara can drop in. Uh-oh. I think Kara's been slacking me, and I got. Hang on, Kara. Sorry. Let me get. I saw that. Oh, okay. So let me answer this question. So Parul Bansal, is the boot camp effective for someone not operating in the U.S.? We have boot campers from over 100 countries. Most of them are outside of the U.S. that are using these tactics. Greater than 50% now, I believe, is outside the U.S. We have people in every inhabited continent, in just about every densely populated country. So the UK, all the European countries, Australians, lots of them, Canadians, people from Mexico, Brazil, with people in UAE, people in China, in Japan, in various Asian, in the Philippines. And so you might have to tweak a little bit. You know, we had a woman, somebody was talking about Germany. We had a woman from South Korea who's in the boot camp and the leadership program, and she was moving to Germany because she was going to get married, and we had to identify what the exact layout for the German resume looked like, and we just altered mine ever so slightly. So instead of a 2-page resume that looks like my resume, it's a 1-page resume that looks like my resume with her picture on it, right? So we will work with you. We will help you. We've got a global community of thousands of people, not just in the boot camp, but in the Mile Walk Academy. There's more than 10,000 people that have purchased something in the Mile Walk Academy since we've been running it for the last few years. So plenty strong, and 30-day money-back guarantee. So it's risk-free. You can get in there and look at it. We have hardly anybody ever return it. It's just, when they see it, there are the goods there. And it's not just the assets, but the system, the organization to it, all the assets, all the tools and templates, all that stuff can be massaged. The community, the online support with me. I'm in there answering questions. Every morning I answer questions in the programs. You ask a question, I answer you. So I usually get to you within 24 hours, maybe 48 at the very longest, depending on what's going on. The other thing is the amount of live time. The private live sessions is a great place too. And if you can't make those sessions, you get the recordings. Sometimes I teach portions. Sometimes the teaching is 10 minutes. Sometimes the teaching is an hour. Sometimes it's all Q&A. It depends. Last session we had on April 3rd, I taught people in the boot camp how to organize their job search, exactly how I would organize it, all the columns, what I would do, how I would sort it, how I would follow up, the industries, all that good stuff. I went through all that. So, and I keep it up with current events. So the sessions, there's over 24 of them throughout the year. We're talking about the current stuff, whatever's going on. So we had something that was related to issues people were struggling with COVID-19. That's what we did April 3rd. We got one April 17th. We got another one May 1st. So this is a great time to jump in if you missed the promo that when we kicked off the promo a couple weeks ago. So I hope that helps. That's good stuff. All right, resume writing masterclass. You've got to share the LinkedIn post, like, comment it, share it, and email support. If you don't do all that, we kick it back to you. Most people follow the instructions. It's great. A lot of people are getting into that. If you get into the resume writing masterclass, I'll send you a message because we're going to have a little coaching for you guys in the coming weeks as well. You can get in the boot camp. You got my $1 trial for the leadership program. I really hope you take me up on that. You can cancel at any time. If it's me, I'm paying my $1. I'm looking to see what Andy's got. I'm getting into the week. I'm letting them bill me $49, and then I'm gonna let them unlock all the other stuff. It's amazing. You will love it, and you kind of pick and choose, and then come to the session on April 24th. Where we're talking about risk management. It's really going to be fun. All right, folks, I have got to get running. If I did not get to your question, I'm sorry about that. Drop it in the comment section underneath the video. I will do my best, to get to the comments in YouTube. I have been trying to stay up on the comments in LinkedIn on that post, and Kara and I have really been staying on top of the support queue with all those people requesting that resume writing masterclass, and please share it. And if you love this, please click the thumbs up button and share it with people. All right, I will see you next week. I have a new video coming out tomorrow. I have a new video on getting over your fears on Tuesday. It's about a 10 or 11 minute video on 3 ways to get over any fear. And we got a lot of really good stuff coming for you. Can't wait to give it to you. All right, talk to you soon. Take care. From me and Mrs. LaCivita and Harley and Ginger.